My name's Mike Rowe, and this is my job.
I explore the country looking for people who aren't afraid to get dirty.
These are tough.
Let them know you come.
Hard-working men and women who earn an honest living.
Go this way a little bit.
Right.
Now the other way, a little bit more.
Doing the kinds of jobs that make civilized life possible for the rest of us.
How am I doing? Now, get ready to get dirty.
Coming up on Dirty Jobs. It was a long time coming, but we finally made it to North Dakota.
There's a big piece of meat, this Hirschman Tower.
I did not think you were going there.
The 50th state for Dirty Jobs.
This will be the first section coming up to us. We'll swing it around and plant it up there.
And because putting up a 300-foot tower might also be our most dangerous job ever,
Crap, man.
North Dakota could very well be the state they bury me in.
My mom right now is watching with both hands over her face.
It's time to celebrate and whoop it up with one of the wildest,
Crazy, crazy job.
scariest,
We got a couple of minutes. The rain's right on us.
dirty jobs ever. Then, in Hollywood, we pull out all the stops with a 50-state tribute.
Weird.
That'll knock your socks off in a dirty kind of way.
Oh, God.
So here's what's happened. A couple of weeks ago, a twister came through North Dakota, and all the radio towers got blown down in Dickinson. We're basically in radio-free North Dakota right now, and we've come here today to restore radio service by putting up a tower. That tower right there. Okay, there was no twister, and there's been no disruption in service, but we are going to work on a tower, and we are in Dickinson, North Dakota.
North Dakota. Home of the Great Plains, the Square Dance, Barley Field, and Lawrence Welk. God rest his soul. But we're not here to see any of those things. We're here for these tall, erect towers, jutting hundreds of feet into the North Dakotan sky. At least as long as the weather holds up.
Well, the skies are blue over there, and that's nice, but over there, the whole thing is just turned to crap. This just happens every day here at this time?
That's right. It's SOP. Yeah.
SOP, that's what you call your standard operating procedure.
That's right. Otherwise we won't work.
All right, let's do the standard operating introductions. Who's who here?
Well, I'm Kevin Reske, the owner of Great Plains Towers.
Daniel.
Shan.
Scott.
And any nicknames, any interesting monikers we should know about?
You got Crispy over there.
Which one?
That one.
Human Torch.
They call you Crispy because why?
Set myself on fire.
That's too bad.
On purpose.
All right, good. No, it
No,
almost
it was.
It was on purpose?
Oh, yeah.
Just wanted to send a message?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys put up radio towers for a living.
Communication tower to everything. Microwave, TV, radio, FM, two-way, right, yeah.
I guess we're on a little plateau in the high plains, and I see a lot of towers everywhere.
Yeah. We put up the majority of almost everything you see around here for the last 50 years in our company history, almost everywhere. The majority of the stuff across the plain states is pretty much our family put stuff up, yeah.
All right, so specifically today, what is the task at hand?
Oh, we're going to top off our 330-foot tower for the county here, and we got a couple sections left, and we'll even before sunset, we might even get some antennas up too. So,
all right. Well, at this point, I mean, it's only 10 in the morning, but sunset looks like it's going to happen any minute. Do we work through whatever happens?
yeah,
here?
we'll try and work. We'll have fall protection, everything to work around, even if it gets wet or moist or spits or blows. We'll hopefully be able to work through it and around it and get all the iron up in the air for the day.
Wet, moist, spits, and blows.
Yeah, that's right.
What about the weather? It was too easy.
Yeah.
See, this way Crispy could have some nicknames. You could be spit, you could be wet, you could be moist, and you could be blow, I suppose. All right, so this is the new tower. And how long will this tower last once we get it up?
We'll get, this will be at least a 50-year. It'd be nice to even get 100 years out of a tower like this nowadays. It's a big piece of meat, this Hirschman Tower here. This is nice.
I did not think you were going there.
Oh.
Honestly, I mean, I had no idea how that sentence was going to end, but when you put meat into it, it just gives it a whole human thing.
It does.
All right, so we have now. These are all the pieces of meat that you'll be dealing with today.
Yeah, that's right. My worker bees, yeah, that we'll see. Yep. I'm going to be either on the hoist or on the ball with us, or on the.
What do you mean the ball?
Oh, on the heading ball we'll be riding. You get clobbered, you'll know why I got named that.
You're the boss, obviously. Tell us what to do. We'll get started. Try and keep up. Move slow.
Gotcha. When you do get up there, Mike, this will be the first section coming up to us anyway, too.
Holy, so this is the job.
Right
this
on,
is
yep.
actually what we're...
Yep, they'll be picking this up with the headache ball and dragging this off the ground, and it comes up to us and to you and I up there. And then we'll swing it around and plant it up there. So, yeah, it looks like a lot between here and there. It looks like a lot going on, but it's a and with the breeze.
All right, so this is the final section?
This will be, well, we still got, we'll be setting the sequence anyway today too, in a rough sense. This section is next, since we already have the gin pole high over the top. We've crowded it up over the top of the tower, the gin pole, which is short for engine, but
we'd be sipping gin at the top of the tower. Good.
Yeah, we're away.
All right, and then that goes on top of that?
Yep, and so we'll set this first, and you see the guy wire ears that are welded on there, the 3 guides. So after we get this section, it's time to set up if you look around, you'll see, oh, there you go, right behind you, you'll see some guy wires there. We'll have, our last set of guy wires goes on this section. So we'll pin those on. Those will have the guys send us.
Obviously, my new friend Kevin is smart. He knows what he's talking about, but remember the first day in French class when the teacher wouldn't speak any English at all and you were totally lost in a convoluted stupor of terms and foreign language? Yeah, that's where I'm at.
So we got one more set of guy wires before we get to the top of the top piece, for the top and off party. Yep.
You getting all this?
So, in a rough, fast sense, but a lot of stuff's got to happen. But anyway, it's a nice stout tower anyway.
You know what? I'll understand when it's happening, I'm sure.
I'll motion Corey now to lower the winch, and I'll take one gentleman up right away, too, and I'll...
Gentleman?
I guess I don't know him enough.
Troy, would you care to be today's gentleman?
Now, for us to show you what'll happen up there, we have to get an entire camera crew and sound crew and all of our equipment up this tower. All 300 feet of it.
So we just keep a steady tension?
Yeah.
And my first order of the day was to pull on a rope, which would keep these gentlemen from hitting the structure on the way up.
My job is just to keep them away from the tower.
Mike can let us in a little further, a little less pressure on the blue rope.
A little less pressure. Oh, I see.
It must be about 10, 50 feet off the tower.
Yeah. So he wants to be closer to the tower.
Must be scared.
Sure he is.
That's pretty good.
So they time themselves off?
Yeah, now they'll transfer safeties onto a gin pole. And then from there, they'll unhook their hooks from the heading ball. And they'll heading ball be free again.
So you're tied off at all times?
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those shoots. It's going to be elaborate. It's going to be ambitious.
I'm gonna have to climb up.
Look at the wind.
It's probably 4 times worse up there.
I think it's 4 times worse up there?
Yeah.
Howling?
Yeah.
Our cameraman Troy is climbing on a separate structure called the gin pole, which is temporarily attached to the tower.
What do you think they're doing up there?
Who knows?
The name gin pole is actually short for engine pole. This is the engineering wheelhouse for the whole tower. The pulleys and lifting mechanisms operate from this structure. And without it, it'd be impossible to erect a tower this high.
You know what you could do if you wanted is I'll do that. I'll give you this and figure out which one you want to put in there as a safety.
Once up there, Troy mounted cameras at stratospheric heights to get you award-winning shots like these. Meanwhile, down on the ground, the tension was mounting for another cameraman with an infamous past.
Some of you may recall our adventures on the window washing segment.
I was 40 stories above the concrete, washing windows on an island with 15 other men and one whimpering little boy.
How's it going, Doug?
Hey, Mike. Doug's a no-go.
He's in the exact same position I am right now, except he's got a 40-pound camera on his shoulder, and it's a very trippy thing, taking that first step. I'm telling you, it's a hell of a thing. How you doing, Doug?
Great.
Dude, I don't blame you. You're the only one here with any sense. No offense, gentlemen. We've given you a terrible hard time since then. In truth, it's a perfectly reasonable thing to not do. Doing the work seemed unreasonable that day. But this, a shot of redemption, perhaps? Perhaps, we'll see. Coming up. You guys ever fallen?
Oh, yeah.
Just before celebrating the 50th state Dirty Jobs has worked in, be ashamed to die from a tragic fall.
If I could get up windy, I'd break the wind a little bit.
Or a gas leak.
There's no need to start breaking wind.
And later,
Doug, I'm going to try and throw this thing around you, okay?
they don't call it a headache ball for nothing.
This thing weighs 40 pounds.
Yeah, Josh, I'll bet it does.
I bet it's got to be.
It was time for Doug and me to ride into the clouds, but not before an equipment check and a pep talk from Crispy.
You guys ever fallen?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
No, just him.
You're having quite a run.
Oh, God. I'm the invincible one. I've had my fair share of accidents.
How far did you just fall like a couple of feet?
I was 380 feet up, and I was riding the ball, and the ball got caught in the
in the tower. Kicked off, fell 16 feet. Snapped one hook. Came swinging into the tower. Shattered my hard hat.
And you were hanging by one hook.
Yeah. Hanging by one hook. I'm like, all right, going to the ground.
Oh, crap, dude. God, man.
You have any more of those stories? That's what I want to hear right now.
Doug, there's a ball with our name on it.
Yeah.
What do you say? Me and you and me? All right, so we're suited up. Well, somewhat. All right, Doug, good luck.
From laying the concrete foundation to assembling the final piece, takes about 2 weeks to build up to a 500-foot tower.
A little bit.
Oh, Doug, this is flattering. Jeez Louise. All right, I guess we're in it now, Doug, huh? Really all comes down to this, doesn't it? That's such an important piece of steel. Crap, man.
The higher we went, the lower the temperature dropped. The wind was kicking up too.
How's it going, Jones?
These guys often work in winds of over 50 miles an hour. With that kind of wind, temperatures can drop to 60 degrees below zero. How cold is that? Well, that's 90 degrees lower than the freezing point of water.
Come to Papa.
We're coming to you, Daddy.
You squeezing all the water out of that hook, are you, Mike?
I really am. I'm looking at it real close.
Looking good. I'm going to grab you in a moment here. When you're right beside me, I'm going to stop you, all right?
All right.
Hey, grab Mike and pull him around to me. Grab his arm and swing him around behind you there, Dan. Whichever you're... There you go. You don't let go of me now.
For a novice, this is terrifying.
Grab the tower leg right there. Can you grab the tower leg quick?
Oh, yeah, right there?
Quick, you got it?
Yep.
But I'm in good hands. These guys are first-class professionals.
Find a sweet spot that you like a lot.
At least that's what they keep telling me.
There you go. Your new home.
Crap.
Okay, yeah, I know. It's a bunch.
Yeah.
Your mom would be proud.
My mom right now is washing with both hands over her face.
Aren't all of them are Bob. Now you need to get into banking.
That's right.
That's what my mom said.
Nice job at accounting.
Okay, yeah.
You got a safety on over here
I
already.
do?
Okay, you got him on the tower?
You did that for me?
And is this yours too?
That's mine, too.
Catch 100. Come on, get
We're what, about 300?
Yeah, good. I think we are, yeah. Okay. You gonna be okay getting off?
Yeah.
Okay. You just climb along. Watch your camera. That's the wind holding her up nicely.
I'm just looking at Doug's face, man. There's a lot of stuff going on in your mouth.
A lot of rigging in there.
Doug, what are you doing unclipping stuff?
Yeah, I know. I gotta keep an eye on him. I like that. I like everybody built it in.
That's what I like, too.
How's that wind? It cutting into you yet?
I'm all right.
Right now, it's kind of uncomfortably windy and swingy.
Yeah, it is.
Safe, but that kind of knocks the fun out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to knock the fun out of it.
No.
If you're wondering, yeah, I'm freezing.
For a second now.
There we go.
So how many steel sections does it take to build a 330-foot tower? In this case, 17.
Looking good, guys. Looking good.
16 of them are 20 feet tall, and the top one will be 10 feet tall. Each one weighs between 1,000 and 1,300 pounds.
Yeah, everything's going to change up here when they get to the next section, so you'll see a profound difference the way that things are rolling.
So you mean
It's going to
just the weight of this on here?
Just the wind dragging on another section is going to make it bounce further and
It's going to be wobbly.
more of it. So I guess I should build in, shouldn't I, while I'm talking?
It does send the right message, Kevin.
Yeah.
You know.
If anybody's watching it, we got no cameras up
Yeah,
there.
no. It's not like we have any cameras on us.
You got long johns on today or no?
No, I didn't think of that.
Is it blowing through those pants?
Just like they're not even on.
Yeah, I'll bet. If I could get up windy, I'd break the wind a little bit.
Nah, there's no need to start breaking wind.
Coming up,
I wouldn't put my hand there.
helping the guys
Why do they call him Guy?
No, I had a good point.
with some guy wires.
Fast as you want to go, Mike.
This is as fast as I can go, Kevin.
And later,
Two cars.
in a Hollywood soundstage,
It's been a long and smelly odyssey.
the lyrics of my 50-state tribute song are a huge hit.
This show has destroyed my ability to remember anything other than... What was I saying? Yeah, whatever I can do, just go ahead and tell me.
The next 20-foot section of this communication tower we're putting up is being lifted to us with the help of the gin pole, which is attached to the top of the structure. With a blustery North Dakota wind blowing, we're about to attempt the tricky job of bolting the section onto the top of the tower.
You'll be grabbing the tower leg with that hand and trying to pull it all the way around over to the beam eventually, yeah.
Everything up to this point has just been preparation. Now is when these guys make their money. And believe me, they earn it, risking life and limb to build a tower for communication. Think about that next time you pick up a phone to call Grandma.
Good. Okay, hand it line. Okay, you pull like it never falls, and I'll catch it. You hand it to me. All right. You give a hand there, Dan. I got it.
Or do you want him to struggle?
I got it, and now let go. Slow down. Steady, steady. Steady. You're gonna send it around. Grab that leg. Yep. And then reach around behind. And see the tower staying to the droop your head, turn it around real pretty. Yep. Here it comes. And stab any 2 holes. No dropping. Okay, good. We got her pinned. Okay, I'm gonna let that go. All right. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna let her down a little bit more. You ready, Dan?
Great, go ahead.
It might sound like celebration, but the whooping is their communication system to the ground crew. 2 whoops are to lower the structure. 1 whoop means stop.
Whoop Mike hard. Whoop! Good. Yeah,
Whoop Mike.
You can build it. Well, I'm gonna bump up and get myself a little higher, but
You want me to go with this side?
yeah, would you mind?
Uh-oh. What do we got?
Jim
That's the
Pole.
wind?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm gonna get my fat ass on it.
Working in windy conditions is not so harrowing when you're on the ground.
So bolts are going to go up through, right?
Direct to the sky right now, okay?
But at 300 feet, it's unnerving.
Yeah, 20, 30 below, won't be a lot of smiling going on up here.
Yeah.
But at least it's all year round. You know, the nice thing about it is, for 7 months of the year, we have no competition that wants to compete against us jacking up here in the northern states. It's like one of those jobs that nobody wants.
Uh-huh.
To get an idea of what it's like, imagine stepping into your freezer for a couple of hours and assembling a giant erector set.
Washer goes on top, no?
Correct.
And if you know me, I don't get along that well with nuts and bolts to begin with.
Slowly, no dropping.
How many have you dropped? How many, Kevin?
I bet every tower it's like rain with me on the tower. It's like rain down there. I go buy more bolts at the hardware store.
After a frenzy of ratcheting and tightening,
No such thing as too tight.
Sure there is.
the guys on the ground were nice enough to send up some support wires, which we will eventually anchor to the ground.
I mean, let's get these wires up and tight, and we got a solid tower again.
Yeah, it's a whole different ballgame. It is. It's moving.
No matter how many 100 years you've been up here. It's always nice to have
Always feels better.
I lived a full life, but you know what? I need to get to 100 fits everybody on.
Yeah, you're not done yet.
Looks like a couple wires on there.
I'd say so.
For now, I simply attach them to the structure with subpar expertise.
You're in? Yeah. Good. I think you got it.
Beautiful. Okay.
Just when Doug was getting used to heights,
Doug, I'm going to try and throw this thing around you, okay?
Yeah, that's going to be tough.
I sent a headache ball around. And he very nearly his pants.
Okay, you're all right? So, okay, yeah.
We attached ourselves,
There you go. You're getting her. Okay.
Ready? Here we go.
Watch out for the hardware, Mike, along the way.
and our frozen carcasses were lowered down to solid ground to thaw out.
Woo! Good fun. How about Doug, huh? Look at him. Look at you.
Have I redeemed myself?
Dude, you have swum. Swam? You have been baptized in the river of dirty redemption. Congratulations.
So good about myself.
Well, we got to go back up again.
It's not going to be heavy till we get to the anchor, of course. But.
All right. Time has elapsed. It rained, we ate, it cleared up, then it started raining again, and now we're at the point in the procedure where we're going to affix the guy wires.
Right on to an anchor.
To an anchor.
Three separate anchors, but right on.
Is this something I can do with you right
Yep.
now?
As we start going out, we'll try and start funneling our way to where we run out of guy wires.
So half a dozen guys handling the wire.
So it's called a guy wire. G-U-Y. I know it sounds weird.
Why do they call it guy?
Oh, guy wires?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good point. Yeah, to get on the
It wasn't
internet.
much of a point, actually. In hindsight, it was more of a question. Guy wire. Don't know why they call him that.
Keep pulling on it.
I'm pulling. I am yanking on this guy wire.
Steady puller. And ho! Pull down, get it down to the ground a little lower.
What do you think, Dan? You have any theory on why they're called guy wires?
No, some guy named.
Some guy.
Some guy.
That's pretty clever. Look at him.
Uniform.
A nimble little minx, isn't he?
Got about 2 feet, 3 feet left. I think we're good. I'm gonna start with. That's good, thank you. Watch yourself. I'm gonna start ratcheting here.
All right.
There. And, oh, that looks like a job for Mike, no?
Sure, I'll do it.
Fast as you want to go, Mike.
This is as fast as I can go, Kevin.
About 4 or 5 more handfuls there. I'm sorry.
1, 2, 3.
What do you guys think of that? Is that balanced, the other
How
one?
do we know when they're tight enough?
Oh, we'll have a Dillon dynamometer. We'll have a tension meter. We'll snap on one of the anchors, and they'll come up symmetrical and straight. We'll have a shunt meter on there, and whichever worker bees on the anchor can read out the pressure, so we're at the proper tension, what it calls for the specs for the engineering for the tower.
A shunt?
Yeah.
A shunt meter?
A shunt.
Let me translate for you at home. Basically, what we're doing now is securing the structure with 3 guy wires that are attached to the tower and then anchored around its perimeter.
You know what? I don't know why I'm asking what a shunt meter is. We don't know why they call them guy wires yet. Nobody has theories.
North Dakota is also known as the land of tall towers. approximately 4,000 communication towers, the tallest of which at 2,063 feet is 3.5 times taller than the Washington Monument, populate the landscape and service both first responders and the general public.
Securing the tower with guy wires requires the use of a bunch of gadgets with funny names, as my new friend Crispy will now explain.
What? It's called a muley.
A muley?
Muley.
Why?
That's why.
Uh-huh.
Pull that back.
That back.
Yep. Keep going until it doesn't go anymore.
The muley, which is attached to the anchor, is used to spool out a thin wire.
Yep, now you bring that side over here.
What's that?
Bring that side over here.
This?
Yep, bring that this way.
This side.
Best friend.
This is now your new best friend.
This is? Hello, friend.
And this little guy.
What's this guy called?
Right there. Gripper.
The gripper.
Then, the gripper takes the thin wire, which is connected to the anchor, and attaches it to the guy wire, and pulls the guy wire taut.
I'm going to put this on here like this.
Yep, push it all the way in.
As far as you can open her.
That's as far as you can.
Oh, you got the rest of that gap there. Keep pushing.
Oh, that.
There you go.
Watch your fingers.
Okay.
I think you can. I think you can.
All right.
Now slide her as far up as you can.
And eventually you're going to be up in the sky. You're going to be climbing up like that wire in a second.
All right.
Okay, don't let it come off that wire, Mike. Keep an eye on it. Okay, don't stop pulling, guys, so Mike can catch up.
Wait a minute. It's still in there.
Okay, pull them our wires here. There you go.
All right, now you want me to stand on this?
These spin. I'd avoid these.
Just you saw Crispy do it once.
I didn't know what I was looking at, honestly. I'm surrounded by guy wires. I don't even know why they're called guy wires. Okay, hold on now.
We'll keep it on. There you go. There you go. Okay, hold it. We're gonna let her grab again.
Uh-huh.
1, 2.
This is state-of-the-art stuff, right? There's no special tool. This is how we do it.
That's why we used to have big families doing this.
Yeah,
a lot of kids. to
circus
spare.
families.
Then we can, should we leave Mike at this anchor then? You guys get ready. We'll go work on the other anchors. We'll kind of pull it up symmetrically.
Okay.
Yep, we'll leave you in the sunshine here.
All right. Am I going with you or am I waiting here?
Oh, that's good. You work with Danny there.
All right, Danny, me and you. A lot of things just happen very, very quickly. A lot of tools have been spread around. A lot of talk has been bandied about. A lot of walkie-talkie chatter. So in an effort to understand every step of the process along the way, you feel free to jump in and, in a clear, well-modulated baritone, explain what the hell's happening.
We started, put all the guy wires to the same tension roughly. We hooked these muley come-alongs on. Then
That's cool the way you're talking to the camera. I think you were going to go that far with it, but I like it. No, go with it, go with it.
All right, so then we're going to pull it at the same tension on each one. Then we're going to put this preform and this turnbuckle on, and we're going to transfer the tension onto this turnbuckle.
Turnbuckle, preform.
And then that's going to release the tension on this muley, and then from there we'll finish tightening straight into the tower.
Which last name?
Healy.
How you spell it?
H-E-A-L-Y.
H-E-A?
L-Y.
Healy. Say, and that's all you need to know. I'm Dan Healy.
That's all you need to know. I'm Dan Healy.
Thank you. Awesome.
And now the riveting ground action begins. With a whole bunch of cranking and barking of orders, the challenge was to get each guy wire to over 2,500 pounds of tension, which we measured with another fun little tool.
What do you think?
What does it say on there?
Well, it's no fun if I tell you there's no guessing game.
Oh, there's 400.
No, more.
7.
720.
Okay, everybody up 30.
So we can see it getting tighter as you do this.
Yep.
We're at 1,500. You crank this, it'll get more and more.
The point of all this, of course, is to make a slightly crooked tower perfectly plumb.
What does it say now?
2580.
Okay, we're up to tension.
And now for an update from our field reporter, Dan.
That's it. Find your center. Don't let anybody direct
Daniel Healy. I am a tower technician at Great Plains Towers. Right now we are trying to adjust the tensions on the guy wire. And at this point we have the Pentect on. We're waiting for proper tension and straightness and plumbness of the tower. And
It's not so damn easy, is it, Dan Healy?
Yeah.
Right?
No.
It's a pain in the neck. Trying to figure out what to say next. You're looking into that flat, black, lifeless eye like a doll's eye. The lens of the camera. You swallow your whole. Then the screaming starts. The awful high-pitched screaming only a man can make when he realizes he's on the television but has nothing to say.
Back to you, Mike.
Hey, thanks, Dan. I'm just up here on one of the guy wires. No one knows why we call them that. Nice. Look at that. That is hermetically sealed in there now.
After a few final touches,
Corey, you feel good about the tension?
during which the threatening weather made good on its promise,
Hey, it's cool. It's starting to rain again.
we psyched ourselves up for round 2 of working on one seriously tall lightning rod.
So now, why don't we go sit in the truck, and then if it blows over, we'll crawl back up and put on antenna and stuff.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, guys. That was both dangerous and ill-advised.
Coming up,
Oh, crap. You can see the rain.
Hard to believe it's going to get us.
I'm at the top of the world, celebrating working in all 50 states without getting electrocuted.
Rain is nothing. We're getting whacked.
But all that could change after the break.
It's like sitting on a power line. Jack up.
And later,
And all the times.
my heart-wrenching 50th state tribute song is really getting to people.
I think we've affected him in a deeply emotional way. I bet you made him cry. I bet there was some weeping. Was it weeping? I was touched.
All right, so the stars and stripes are flapping in the breeze. The weather is schizophrenic. The helicopter is ready to take off. I've got some new overalls, some soaking wet clothes underneath that. I weighed twice my normal weight. We're going on the ball one more time to put this apparatus on top of the last apparatus, and then we'll come down and see what's next. You guys down with that?
Oh, you ain't coming down.
Oh, Torch is hysterical. So we put on the flag. We put on, what's the top part called? The
Top section.
We put on the top section, according to Burkett. What do you call you? Crispy. And then the antennae, or the antennas.
Yep.
And there's our heli. Did you get a good look at our helicopter today? It's fabulous. Look at it over there.
So for the second time today, Doug and I make the 300-foot ascent to the top. This time, however, our ride was a little more, shall we say, intimate.
There we go. Ah, Doug. This is weird. Super uncomfortable. You know what? Why don't you shoot yourself? Here you go.
Spread the word. We have 30 minutes before we get downport again. We better get flying or we got to come back down.
Okay, and I think you got a good grip there, Team Mike, right?
I got pretty good grip.
I'll be right here, all right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Kevin obviously knew something we didn't because his intensity level moved several clicks up the panic meter.
Stay right there. We got to go.
Here, I'll go get his
It's not
camera.
going to be safe if we lose another 10 minutes.
Yeah.
He's got some. Okay, go.
I'll go get his camera.
And once I got settled, I finally saw why.
Oh, crap. You can see the weather.
Yeah.
You can see the rain.
We're going to get wet, man.
If there's one place you don't want to be during a Midwestern thunderstorm, it's on a metal tower, 330 feet up in the sky.
It's hard to believe it's going to get us.
It's going to get us.
Yeah. Get a section. Get that section. Tell him, quick, ASAP. Kick it.
Urgency.
Yes.
Can you see that?
It's coming. I don't see any lightning. Do you yet? You see any flashes?
No, that's going to be bad.
Yeah. We really got a mess. Rain is nothing. We're going to get whacked. Yeah, have them come up slow. We got job apps in the trailer too, Mike, by the way, yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah.
See how my audition goes.
Dog, it's coming up.
Come up nice and straight, didn't it? Woo! I'll feed it to Mike. Okay. You got to rotate all the way around. That leg will go over to her.
Yep.
Okay, I'll do the signal down, or Mike, you want to whoop, whoop down? Whoop, whoop, whoop. One. Maybe try it again.
I can't.
Real loud right at him. Whoop, whoop. Okay, right, hit a leg. A little more, a little more.
Hold on a second.
A little more, a little more. Okay, hold that. Woo! Okay. Flood this section right out of here, guys. I see it.
Come on. Just out of curiosity, at what point is this not safe?
Well, it's 50 mile an hour and wet. I mean, the tower's not going to collapse.
I'm talking about lightning.
All the hair on your face and all your arms all rise, but it's like standing up or sitting on a power line in case of charged particles in here, that's for sure. Jack up. Gotta go.
There we go.
We got her.
We got it? We're not off this thing yet.
Really wet about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 10 miles. Almost, if that's coming at us, we're gonna get peed on.
And as if right on cue, the wind showed up.
Yeah, here's that wind like a
Crap, here it comes. No pressure. No pressure.
Here comes the rain too. Send up an antenna ASAP.
If you think we have time. So the plan is, we figure we got a couple of minutes. The rain's right on us. They're going to send up one antenna. If we can fix it here, then technically we will have done what we came to do.
Yeah. Can you reach him if I pull it towards you?
Yeah.
Sitting atop this antenna is a red beacon, which blinks to make sure aircraft keep their distance.
This way?
Yeah, correct.
Or toward me?
Yep, you're good. You're right on. Hit like that, yep.
Yeah.
You're doing good.
You're like the worst tire change in the history of the world.
Which, besides our helicopter, no pilot in his right mind would be out in this weather.
Here comes the rain.
Oh,
Unbelievable. one crazy, crazy job.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why we owe a huge debt of gratitude to the men and women who do jobs like these.
Wet washer and one lock washer and a nut.
The wind's a heck of a lot colder than it was.
It's not easy, to say the least. And today, it's not warm or dry either.
Getting darker, isn't it? Don't you hate that?
But you get the idea, right? They work in the snow, they work in the sleet, the rain, the wind. It's a North Dakota thing. Tower goes up one piece at a time. You saw us put on the final section. You saw us put on an antenna. Kevin and his crew will finish the work. My crew and I will go back to the hotel, have a nice hot shower, and try and forget about most of this. Kevin, great work. You're a monster. We appreciate it.
You bet. Thanks for all the help.
Yeah, be careful.
Coming up,
Are you ready?
to celebrate dirty jobs, getting to all 50 states,
When your job is dirty and a little nuts,
I perform some original ditties to dirt, sonnets for slime, verses for vermin, and limericks for lividity.
not bad. Really sounds like a freaking song.
It's been a long and dirty road, working in every single state in our country.
It's weird.
And that's an accomplishment that deserves something.
Well, I do believe this may be a dirty jobs first. Never in the long and ridiculous history of this program have we actually come to a sound stage in Hollywood, and yet here we are for this very special occasion. Frankly, it creeps me out a bit. I'd be much more comfortable if it looked like a barn. Look at that. It's a miracle. Hollywood magic. I want a hay bale, I can have a hay bale. I want a window with a view, boom, I got a window with a view. I can have anything I want. I want a monitor. I want one right back there. Bigger one. Give me a bigger one. Give me the biggest monitor you have. Huh? That's what I'm talking about. This is Scott, by the way. Are you ready? Are you ready for the enthusiasm and the art to wash over not just ourselves, but literally dozens of viewers?
Yes.
Well, here it goes then.
Go ain't like that.
If you got a dirty job and you're in a rut and your arm's inside of a bovine butt, a fella's mind will wander as he works. He might reflect on all he's seen, on where he's been and what it means to search the country high and low for dirt. He might recall the times he froze, the times he bled, the times he chose to keep on working as though it were his fate. Until the day when he could say that his disgusting resume included dirt from every single state. It was a long and smelly odyssey that led from sea to shining sea and all the pits and sewers in between. But in that mess, I must confess, I learned the secret of success had nothing to do with getting clean. Now, I'll be honest with you, I didn't set out to get dirty in all 50 states. It wasn't some sort of personal wish fulfillment. It was really just the symptom of a show that didn't know when to go away. I mean, I tried to stop it, honest to God, many times, but people kept writing in. Fans kept saying, hey, you should go here, you should go there, and pretty soon we found ourselves going here and there and everywhere. And I was crossing states off the list with a level of intensity that made me think for a moment that I might actually make it to all 50 without collapsing like a cheap card table. Well, this year it finally happened. I didn't collapse like a cheap card table. I got to all 50 states, which is why I'm here today on this Hollywood set, on the verge of bursting into song. When you're hanging high without a net, at an altitude you won't forget, or jammed into a hole that's half your size. You might regret the path you took, or give your boss a sideways look and wonder if the world will sympathize. But then you hear on the radio unemployment's high and the market is low, and pickings might be best described as slim. That's when a fella might conclude his attitude should be reviewed, because lots of people have got it worse than him. It was a long and smelly odyssey that led from sea to shining sea and all the pits and sewers in between. This is horrible. But in that mess, I must confess, I learned the secret of success had nothing to do with getting clean. Now, I'm not saying that things couldn't be better out there. Hell, things could always be better. I'm just saying that things could also always be worse. So if you're having one of those days where you feel like the boss is all over you, or you got the short end of a stick, or, you know, a little sorry for yourself, you might be well advised to consider the tale of Les Swanson from Wisconsin. That's Les up there right now. Love the guy. He's waist deep in waste. That's what he does. He cleans septic tanks, and he's really good at it. And the thing is, he really loves what he does, which is why I love Les Swanson, which is why I'm pretty sure if you think about Les and the work he does, there's probably a lesson in there somewhere.
You know, when you sweat like that, it almost looks like a tear.
That's tears of joy.
When you're making steel in Illinois or mining salt with Kansas boys or pulling cars from Minnesota ice. At night, try to smile or maybe grin and celebrate the place you're in, even if it's California, picking lice. And if you're hired to castrate sheep with nothing but your two front teeth, don't despair, just do the best you can. It might not feel exactly right, but my advice is take a bite and thank your lucky stars you're not the lamb. It was a long and smelly odyssey that led from sea to shining sea, and all the pits and sewers in between. But in that mess, I must confess, I learned the secret of success had nothing to do with getting clean. Now, I've always been personally a little suspicious of role models, but if we have to have them, well then, why not some of the people featured in this show? I mean, do we really need another American Idol? How about some American icons, right? I'm talking about farmers, tradesmen, people who wake up every morning, walk outside, take a deep breath, and detect somewhere on the horizon an unmistakable stench, and then without thinking twice, happily walk off straight into the funk. You know who you are. You're the real stars of Dirty Jobs. And I'm grateful to each and every one of you. When you smell like poop that's not your own or pulling flesh off cattle bones, please remember what I just conveyed. Because if you work outside of the box and your attitude's unorthodox, you're the reason Dirty Jobs was made.
You are some kind of wacky chick.
Now, I hate to lie and I hate to boast, but the facts are clear, so I'll raise a toast to everyone who helped along the way. There was Dave and Doug and Jones and Troy, Amber and Dan and that other boy named Ryan. Y'all were underpaid.
Wrap it up, boys.
That's the crew who, along with you, provided the essential glue to keep me dirty all across the map. I thank you each for all you've done, for all the grime and all the fun. Y'all deserve a long and lengthy clap. And by clap, of course, I'm referring to a enthusiastic, sustained round of applause, not a sexually transmitted disease. Nobody deserves that. Not even Barsky. Carry on. It was a long and smelly odyssey that led from sea to shining sea, and all the pits and sewers in between. But in that mess, I must confess, I learned the secret of success had nothing to do with getting clean. I said not one thing to do with getting clean. In other words, dirty is much more fun than clean. It's just a theory I had. Thanks, Scott. I appreciate it. We always like to leave the Dirty Job set exactly as we found it, so easiest cleanup in the history of television. But I'm leaving. You keep playing. This town makes me nervous. Here, let me show you something that makes me laugh every time I see this. I'm Mike Rowe. Oh. I should get that right.
In case Corey's falling asleep on the hoist and we need to communicate with Corey out on the erection hoist out there. And we'll scream like girls up there. I'll teach you how when you get up there. You'll want to scream. Yeah.
Scream, Corey, and erection, all in the same sentence.
Right. There's a lot of going through your mind right now.
There's a tease. It's not my mind I'm worried about.